Hello guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to another session of the interview questions. So in this video we will be discussing about tables and fields, constants in SQL, what is primary key, what is unique constant and what is foreign key. So starting with what are tables and fields. So in RDBMS the data is stored in the form of rows and columns. These rows and columns lead to form a table. Columns can be categorized as the vertical pathways, whereas the rows are the horizontal pathways. The column in a table are called fields, while the rows can be referred to as records. Now the next question, that is what are constraints in SQL? So constraints are used in SQL to specify the rules concerning data in the table. So you can apply a constraint to a single or multiple fields in SQL table during creation of table or after creation using the alter table command. So the different types of constraints are not null, check, default, unique, index, primary key, foreign key. So the not null is used to restrict null value from being inserted into a column. Suppose you want a field should have a value mandatorily, then you should use the not null constraint. The check constraint verifies that all values in a field satisfy a condition. So what does the default value do? Automatically assigns a default value if no value has been specified for the field. So if you don't enter a value to a specific field and if there is default constraint, then by default it will assign the default value to that particular field. So the unique constant ensures unique values to be inserted into the field. It means all the fields should have distinct values. So the index constant indexes are field providing faster retrieval of records. Same like in a programming language, you can say array. So in an array, to access the elements from the array, we need to use the index number. Same like that, here also index here helps us to provide faster retrieval of records. Primary key constraint, it uniquely identifies each record in a table. Foreign key constraint ensures referential integrity for a record in another table. Now, what is a primary key? So, the primary key constraint uniquely identifies each row in a table. It must contain unique values and has an implicit or by default not null constraint. It means the primary key cannot be null. So here you can see a example create table students. There we are finding two fields, the ID and the name. The ID is assigned as a primary key. So here each and every student will having a unique ID so that to recognize each member in the class it will be effective. Now what is a unique constant? So a unique constant ensures that all values in a column are different. So as we have discussed in the previous slide, the unique constant is used to have distinct values in each and every column. So for the example, you can see create table students id int not null unique. It means so here also the unique constant will provide distinct id number for each and every member of the class. Now, what is a foreign key? A foreign key comprises of single or collection of fields in a table that essentially refer to a primary key in another table. Foreign key constraints ensures referential integrity in the relation between two tables. For suppose you can see the example, create table students. Here we are having the ID, name, library ID, primary key. Then we are creating a foreign key, that is library ID references library tables library ID. It means we are referencing to the library ID attribute of the library table. So in this way we are creating a foreign key for the students table. So this is all about primary key, foreign key and the different types of constraints. So in the next video, we'll be discussing more about interview questions. Till then, stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you are having any questions, then drop the questions in the comment section. Thank you.